welcome back. It's episode 18.
Episode 18, baby.
Early episode. Still drinking my coffee.
Yeah, I'm worn out. Absolutely worn out. It's been a long week of traveling. Yesterday, I was on a plane for like 2.5 hours, but I was at the airport from Fort Lauderdale. We got there probably around 11:30, I think. We got there around 11:30, and we didn't, about 11:15, 11:30, and we didn't leave Fort Lauderdale till like 3:30, 3:40. Our flight wasn't until like 3:30.
Jeez.
And so we were a lot of sitting around, and I'm never going back to Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
So I was down there, and you go through, when you go through TSA, you give them your ID, right? So they're checking if you got the real ID, which I got. I got the real ID. And I give it to them. I give it to the lady working the counter, and she slides it in there. She looks at me. She looks back down at it. She said, "Are you flying JetBlue?" I said, "No, I'm flying Frontier." She said, "Oh, okay. Can I see your boarding pass?" I show her my boarding pass on my phone, and she said, "I don't have you in the system." I'm like, "What do you mean? I got my boarding pass right here." She says, "I don't have you in the system. Go over and get your boarding pass printed off and come back." I said, "Okay." So I go over there, and there's no one working the Frontier counter. The counter doesn't open till 3 hours before the flight. We were there 4 hours before the flight because we were coming back from the cruise, and that's just when the shuttle was from the cruise port to there. So we were just going to hang out there. And so I stood in that line for an hour before anyone ever showed up. And it was just me. I'm like, I probably could have went somewhere and sat down, but I'm like, I'm just going to stand here because I'll be sitting down for a while. But I stood there, and I finally get up in line. And she says, "Are you checking the bag?" I said, "No, I need my ticket printed off." She said, "Okay." She said, "Can I have your name?" I said, "Yes." And she said, "No, not your name, your ID." I'm like, "Then ask for my ID, and I'll give you my ID." But none of them could speak good English, bless their hearts, but barely understood them. But I gave them my ID, and she said, "Are you Gabe?" I said, "Yeah, I'm Gabe." And she said, "Are you traveling alone or with a group?" I said, "I'm with Amelia and Alexis." And she said, "Okay, your name here isn't matching up with your ID." I'm like, crap. Because when Alexis booked the flights and stuff, she just put Gabe on everything instead of Gabriel. Yeah. And so she said, "Well, go through again and try again." I'm like, "Well, can I change my name on the boarding pass?" She said, "Yeah, but it'll cost you money." I said, "Okay." But I came down to Florida on a flight with a Gabe Hall on it.
Yeah.
And not Gabriel Hall. So she gives me that ticket, and I go right back through TSA. And the guy said, "What's your name?" I said, "Gabriel Hall." He said, "Okay." And he lets me on through. I'm like, that other woman could have done the same thing, and I wouldn't have had to stand in that big line. But anyways, I had my printed ticket, and that literally didn't matter. It was the same as the phone. But I go through and sit down there for however long before we left. But Fort Lauderdale, just bad vibes. But
I had to pay to take a test in college.
Mm-hmm.
I had to pay to take 2 of the tests because they were proctored exams. It was an online class.
Yeah.
So they just have. I guess it was an Indian company because it was always like an Indian person on there, and they spoke really bad English, but they would just it was like being on a Zoom with somebody while you're taking a test. So
sitting there watching.
You look up and they're just looking at the screen. And the second one, because I paid for them at the beginning of the semester because it was cheaper. If you wait to the last minute, it's $100.
Yeah.
But it was $50 each if you paid for them at the beginning. So I paid for both of them at the beginning, and then which I thought was a load of crap because I already paid $13,000 to go to school that year.
Yep.
And the first one was fine. You have to show them your ID.
Yeah.
And on the computer, I made my account as Jake Kirby. My driver's license says Jacob. So the second guy, maybe it was a girl, I don't remember. The second person that proctors my exam, my final exam for the semester, which was like a third of my grade, they're like, I can't let you take this test. You're not Jacob. And I was like, are you serious, dude? I know there's a language barrier, but I feel like the path from Jacob to Jake is not very far. Like I feel like we can get there on this one. But I had to just, like, he wouldn't let me take my test, so I had to leave the test. I emailed my professor, and she was like, yeah, I mean, I guess you can take it again. You just got to pay for it.
Again?
Yes, but then I had to pay $100.
Yeah.
Because it was it was the day of.
Yeah.
And, like, I couldn't change my account.
Yeah.
So I was like, hopefully I get somebody else, and they just let me do it.
Yeah.
So the next person, it was like the same with you. The next person that proctored my exam, they were just like, okay.
Yeah.
Go for it. But I had to walk them around the whole basement. I had to walk around with my laptop, and then they were like, no, open that door.
Open the door?
Yeah, like I had to go in the bathroom, I had to go in the laundry room, I had to go in both the closets, I had to go the other side of the room, I had to take them up the staircase, and show them the outside door. Yeah.
I think they're just like wanting that for something else in case you ever need to come rob you or something.
Maybe.
You just gave them your whole basement.
They pull up to Irvin, infiltrate the basement.
That reminds me, I was trying to sign into the Nassau City free Wi-Fi, and they asked for like your name, your email, and your address. I'm like,
yeah, right.
You know what I did? I hit submit. Because what are they going to do? Come from Nassau to come raid me? You know? And it didn't even work. So I probably just got scammed. I'm probably going to get some mail or something, but they didn't ask for nothing important. Well, I guess my address is important, but
a little bit.
People mail you crap all the time.
Yeah.
But let's see what else was happening. Oh yeah, I went on a cruise this week. It was a fun time, really fun time. We left out Sunday morning. We flew from Cincinnati to Miami. In the Miami airport, man, it's run down. Like,
is it really?
It's run down back. Fort Lauderdale airport was nicer, but Miami was run down. And I thought it was neat down there. You know, usually when they make intercoms, like PA announcements over the intercom, they do, like, usually just English. Sometimes they'll do Spanish, sometimes they'll do another language. They started in Spanish, then they did the English translation.
Huh.
So it's just a whole different kind of, I guess, vibe down there. Just the way Miami was kind of set out, and just, it was real. Usually when you think cities, you think real tall buildings, which there was tall buildings, but it was just wide, it felt like. Just stuff as wide and flat and just wide as far as you could see. And I thought that was kind of interesting. But we went to the hotel, which was right across the street from the airport. And I got in there and I slept from 6 p.m. or as soon as we got back from eating dinner that night. We went to a little restaurant down the road. As soon as I get back, I've slept from I think 7 to 12, then back to 7. So I slept for 12 hours, and it was great. It was great.
Speaking of sleep, I got my highest sleep score from my watch last night.
What was it?
Got a 91 out of 100. I was so happy. I was like, man, today's going to be great. Don't buy a Garmin watch. They're too good. Dad had a Garmin watch from last Christmas or something.
Yeah.
He just never wore it because he didn't realize
all the stuff on it.
Yeah. And he calls me and he was like, so you got a Garmin? I was like, yeah, it's pretty cool. And I was telling him about it, and he was like, he was flexing on me. It was so funny. And he's like, it's an Instinct 2. I'm like, yeah, that's nice. So I looked it up, and I think it's more for hiking or trail running.
Yeah.
because it's a little more waterproof and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like it's like a tactical look.
Yeah.
Real bulky and stuff.
Yeah.
But so he's got one, and while you can, ditch it, because it'll take over your life. And Garmin does this thing whenever you start your run.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they measure it, but they give you a performance condition score.
Uh-huh.
And it's like up to -20 or it's +20.
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be like telling you how it's like 5 minutes after you start running. They give you your performance condition score, and it's like how you're running compared to your last runs.
Yeah.
And mine's always negative, and I'm trying to figure out how to turn it off because I don't want it to tell me that I'm running bad every time I run. It's just bringing me down.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's slowly taking over.
Well, there's worse things that could be taking over.
I guess so.
But we get on the boat, and it's interesting, the whole U.S. like customs and border patrol and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because getting on the boat and getting off the boat were so easy. With like coming back, and when you go to a different country, and you come back, I get off the boat, and the only security check I go through from getting off the boat is a facial recognition scan.
Really?
I don't go through a metal detector. I don't go through nothing. But I guess their thinking is when you get back on the boat from Nassau, you go through a metal detector and you can't have anything illegal on the boat.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the thinking.
Probably.
But
And if you're leaving from here,
yeah,
it's probably best to have their resources elsewhere.
yeah. But it was interesting. You get off the boat. If you have a passport, you just go through the facial recognition scan. If you have a birth certificate, you don't have a passport. You have to wait in this big old long line and actually go through, and people ask you questions and stuff, which I thought was kind of odd. What makes them more likely to smuggle something in than me smuggling something in, you know? And it's like Alexis, her facial recognition wasn't working, so they took her to the side and had to ask her, What are you doing here? Did you bring anything with you? Are you with the group and all that stuff? Yeah. They asked her questions. Like, okay, you can go on through. And so it's interesting. Like, why ask her and not me and the other 40 people that just walked through here? You know. So I don't know. I thought that was just kind of interesting, kind of odd. But we get on the boat, and it's an old ship. I think it was made in 2002, the Carnival Conquest. And so you could see that it was kind of not run down, but it was old and kind of aged a little bit with the decor and all that stuff compared to some of the newer stuff. But it was a really fun time, like the energy that the people on board brought and the energy that the workers and all them brought. It was a fun time just watching. I was more of a people watcher. I enjoyed watching the people.
Yeah.
Have fun, and that made me have fun. And so, I don't know, it was a good time. We went to Half Moon Cay, this little private island owned by Carnival in the Bahamas. We were supposed to go snorkeling, but the waters were too bad or too rough, so they canceled it. So they're going to refund us. And we just went to this little beach and hung out and had this big barbecue. They had this lunch buffet set up in the pouring rain. We ate lunch in the rain. Like, we had to run from, like, cover to cover in the rain.
Yeah.
But while we were at the beach, I mean, it was beautiful. It was probably 85 the whole week. It wasn't real hot. The next day we go to Nassau. We get to go swimming with pigs. And so we get on this boat. We take this little 30-minute ride from the cruise port to this little island. It's called Sun Cove, and it's this little private island place, private beach island. And then they take you from there to the pig island, and then there's these pigs just running around, like these big 500-pound pigs just running around. They give you a cup of apples and chicken hot dogs, and you feed it to them, and you lure them out into the water, and they're running around in the water and stuff, and you can swim with them and all this crap, and run around on the beach. I think we were there for about an hour. But there was this one pig that got in the water, and just has straight diarrhea. I mean, it goes everywhere.
no.
It just explodes. It's just like this big brown cloud. And this one guy, he's in the water. He's in the water. And he's freaking out. I start dying laughing. And it was so funny. He's crapping in the water. It was so funny. But we're going through that and just having a grand old time. And so we get back to that Sun Cove, and then they have this like water obstacle course thing, like you see mostly in lakes, sometimes in like oceans and stuff too, like inflatables, like in the water. So you swim out to it, and luckily they made everyone wear a life jacket, because if I didn't have a life jacket, I probably would have drowned. The water was rough. It was just waves going up and down. It was pulling you left and right, and you finally get up there and pulling yourself up onto those water inflatables, because they're probably, I don't know, I mean, they're probably this wide.
Yeah.
So you're under them in the water, so you got to pull yourself up, throw your leg up over. I mean, it wears you out. In the one picture, there's this slide, this big slide that you got to climb up. You got to climb up, so you're starting down here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like rows of things, and you're sitting there pulling yourself up, and it's kind of straight up, but not really. You probably can't see it, but you get up there, and it's a slide. You slide down, but you can see like and look how rough that was. Shallow in there, but the water was moving.
Yeah, it looks choppy.
But you get to go through all the obstacles and stuff. But
that's pretty neat.
And it was so hard to balance too, because the water's going up and down and it's moving everything. But it was really fun. Then you go over to this other private beach kind of area, and it wasn't as nice as Half Moon Cay, but it was still a good time. And we came back home the next day. So also did a thing, kind of health related on the cruise. So I get on the cruise, and you go on a cruise, you're going to eat a lot of food. And I think I stepped on the scale last night. I was probably up 10 pounds from this last week. That's why I'm going to do a 36-hour fast starting Monday. And I'm going to try to stick to it.
What's the motivation behind that? I
don't know. Ty did it the other day.
Yeah.
I kind of want to. So I get on the cruise, and I'm eating. So they got elevators, right? I'm like, I'm just going to do the no elevator challenge.
There you go.
So I didn't hop on a single elevator that whole cruise. Our room was on deck 2, and like all the fun stuff was either on deck 3, 4, 5, or deck 9 and up, because those middle decks are other rooms. So Monday we got on the boat. Well, I'll just say how many steps I usually take in a day. This week I need to do this week. Or no, I need to do this week. Here we go. Sorry. All right, so Sunday I walked up 3 flights of stairs on Sunday. Mm-hmm. Monday I walked up 40.
Oh my gosh.
Tuesday I walked up 72. Tuesday was a sea day, so you're just constantly just roaming around the ship and stuff. 72 flights. Wednesday I had another 40. Thursday I had 47, and Friday I only had 8 because we got off the boat on Friday. Yeah. But I was moving up and down them steps those days. But I never once took an elevator on that cruise. Then it canceled out all the Guy's burgers I had. They got like Guy Fieri.
Oh yeah.
Guy's burger joint. They're smash burgers. Oh, gosh, I had one a day with fries. Then I also had burritos, and they had a burrito and taco stand. Go up, just get tacos, get burritos, get chicken taco, chicken burrito.
Is it all included? So
yeah.
So you just get whatever. Oh yeah, that would not be good for me.
Yeah, ice cream. You just go up. There's 5 ice cream machines. You just go up, and I felt so bad for the people working on it too, because they're just constantly just shoving them ice cream cones back in the sleeve thing, just refilling them or pouring the stuff in it.
Yeah.
And there's like kids just making messes everywhere because they don't know how to behave and just running around just constantly and cutting line and just making you want to kick them because you stand there in line for like three or four people in front of you. Then this little kid just walks up in front of you and just gets their own ice cream. I'm like, what are you doing? Then other times, kids that are bigger than me, probably like taller than me, walks up in front of you. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? Can't you see there's a line?
Yeah.
Then you can't say anything because you don't want to like cause a scene.
Well, I guess you don't want to be stuck on the boat with them for the rest of the week.
Yeah. It's also an interesting thing. You'll see somebody on a cruise ship. You'll walk in and you'll see somebody, and you'll see them every single day, multiple times a day. But there's also people that you'll see on the last day that you've never seen the whole cruise. Yeah. It's interesting how that goes. Because like there was this one family from Anderson County, Lawrenceburg, and I saw them every single day. And then there's like people towards the end of the cruise. I'm like, I've never seen you in my life. And we're on the same boat. But it's just funny how that goes.
I like Anderson County. My boss lives out there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I helped him work on a deck a little bit. And I don't like, because it's right past Lexington. It's like getting from here to there.
Yeah.
You've got to do New Circle.
Mm-hmm.
I hate New Circle, like with a fiery passion. Well, that's the only bad part. Like, I'd live out there.
Really?
Yeah, and like, if you get 30 minutes outside of Lexington, the price of land just drops off.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's comparable to here, maybe a little cheaper.
Yeah.
And it's not as flat as I thought it was. It's pretty, like, rolling hills. Mm-hmm. No mountains, but rolling hills.
That's cool.
Yeah, I like it.
Well, let's get into some important stuff. We've been yapping for a while. What we got here?
We can talk about our half marathon prep.
You go in on it because you've probably been doing better than I have with it.
Oh, yeah? I don't know. I feel like I move around the schedule too much. But, like, I've probably only actually done the run I was supposed to do on a specific day, like, 3 times.
Yeah.
But it was the long run of the first week. Yeah. It got bumped to Sunday.
Yeah.
I think I did it a day late or something. But it was the longest run I've ever done in my life.
Is it that 10K you were texting me about?
I did do a 10K. It was not very fast, but it got done.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really worried just about the length, like the amount of miles. Because I've done, like, I did a 5K. I PR'd a 5K. It was like 30-some minutes. I can't remember exactly. But not a super fast 5K. But I'm getting better.
Mm-hmm.
And but that was the most I'd run, a 5K, and then I doubled it. And like running distance, once I get past like a 10th mile past the halfway point, I love it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, now I'm getting somewhere. But like building up to halfway, I feel like I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
But that's when you feel the strongest. Mm-hmm. But it was fun. I ran all the way, like where we parked, I ran all the way down River Drive, and I turned around, like where the road cuts up to Kiwanis. I turned around, like right there.
At El Ranchito?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I ran back.
That's what I do, too.
And then I ran almost to go time, like right past WKYT. Mm-hmm. Turned around and came back.
WKYT.
Is that not what that is?
WIRV. WKYT's in Lexington.
You serious?
Yes. That little
maybe I hear it too much. I just
that little radio station. That's IRV, I think.
Oh well, I don't know. It's a little radio station right there, and then there's a rundown gas station. Yeah. Apparently the vacuums work though, because somebody was vacuuming out their car. Huh. Me and Raina did that run. Pretty happy with how it went. I think we did an hour 20. She did like an hour 28 or something. Mm-hmm. But first 10K, I'll take it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do I think 5 miles today. I didn't do yesterday's run. I swapped. So I think I'm running 5 miles. I can't see some of the days.
Are you running every day, or are you taking breaks?
I'm taking rest days.
Okay. You doing 5 miles a day?
Yeah.
Shoot.
That's the plan.
I haven't followed the plan since the first week. Let's see. Let me pull it up. I've been slacking bad on it. I'll just be honest with you. I mean, I'm still running 2 miles a day, but what is it, week 2 of it?
Yeah.
So
We're at
today's
the end
Saturday.
of week 2.
So like for me, for mine it has 2 miles on it, but I probably move stuff around.
Yeah. What are the...
Here I got 3. Are you changing them?
Those long days. I haven't changed them on the Excel. I don't have...
Okay.
Well, I do. I have to go back through the text because it won't save it.
Okay.
Like, I can't just jump on the... I took a screenshot of it.
Okay. So, what about the long days?
The 2 long days, like the Tuesday and Thursday, or Tuesday and Friday,
Yeah.
what it normally is, I can't see those.
Really?
Yeah, but it looks like it's just going up. So
Yeah.
my guess is right, because... Oh, my guess is not right.
We need to write this down on paper. And actually, because I just pulled that straight from online. But you're running 5 miles a day?
Yeah.
That's legit. You running in town?
That's probably what I'll do.
When you doing it?
I don't know. It depends on the weather. It looks like it's going to storm.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to.
Well, it's going to storm because I'm going to a wedding today. It always storms and rains during weddings. So,
As we learned. When's your wedding?
Oh, it's at 4.
Or not your wedding.
I'm going to Micah and Mia's wedding at
Gotcha.
4. What time is it? Okay, yeah, plenty of time. But, yeah, that's going on today. So you're running 5 miles. I've just done 2 all week long.
Yeah.
Because every time I'd get out and run, the Bohemian heat would get me, or
Wear you down.
or I would just have such a full stomach, and it just be rough. But running on that cruise ship was fun, though. The first day I ran on the treadmill, because the last time I ran on a cruise ship, it screwed with the GPS and stuff. Mm-hmm. And so you get on there, and it says my fastest 5K time is 6 minutes, because I ran a mile back in 2023 around the track up there, and the boat was moving.
Oh, so it thought.
And so it thought I was zooming. And
That's pretty funny.
so I ran like a mile in like 8 minutes or whatever, but it said I ran like 3.75 miles in 8 minutes.
Haul and tail.
So I'll never be able to achieve that PR time that it has on my app for the 5K. But what else was it? The next 2 days I did run outside because the boat was docked.
Yeah.
But the first day I just ran on the treadmill. And they had a nice little gym in there. The way it was set up, there was just mirrors everywhere. So it made it feel a lot more open than it actually was. Mirrors and windows everywhere. That was neat. It wasn't real big, but they had most everything you'd need in a gym besides the lat pull down machine. It was broken.
Tough.
But
It's one of my favorites. I wish I got that Bowflex for the lat pull down. That was the main reason. And you can do leg extensions on it.
yeah.
But I wish I waited and got an actual like plate loaded.
A legit one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like I have to add resistance bands and it's kind of janky. It's like doing it without the resistance bands, and you can buy another like bow to go on the back of it for more resistance, but it's like $100.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So I just like
Get on Marketplace and see if you can find a used one somewhere.
maybe.
But
I gotta stay off Marketplace, dude. It's not good for me. I text people all the time on there, and half the time I don't actually like. It's the thought of like getting a good deal on something, and then I realize I'm doing that, and then I gotta text a guy and be like, man, I'm gonna keep looking for something else. Yeah, right, dude. Who is that?
That's a good question. Who is that?
Let's take a pee break.
Little Subaru?
We in. Sorry, guys. Crisis is averted. Nobody's intruding on my home. It's just my mother-in-law. So, but me and Gabe were talking about running, and we have an opportunity to run our first ultra marathon.
This is crazy.
Yeah. It's
When is it?
It's sometime in October.
Oh,
we don't have a date.
Gosh.
Now, I am training for a half marathon in September. So I need to step up my training and be able to blow through a half marathon come September if I want to run. It's 56 or 58.
It was 56.2 miles.
Well, so there's parts of the trail that get closed and you have to like find your way. So it ends up like being between 56
Is
and
it at least
58.
like a beautiful trail?
Oh yeah, it's gorgeous. It's land between lakes in western Kentucky.
Gosh.
It's the north-south trail. And yeah,
Who's organizing this?
it's just my boss. So
Has
there's
he
no
done it before?
yeah, I think he rucked it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he had like a pack. And he
Yeah.
just like through hiked it with his brother.
Yeah.
But they yeah, it's gonna be his first time running it, I think.
So he's
I'm
actually
almost
running it too?
Yeah. And so he's done 100-mile. He did 100-mile in Texas, I think it was. He's done a couple 100-mile races.
So this Chris guy, he's in shape then, ain't he?
Yeah. I mean, he's starting to train for this, but
Yeah.
I don't think he's been training since his last race.
Yeah.
Now, he is, gosh, I don't even know how old he is. Why don't I know how old he is? I mean, he's older.
Yeah.
And he ran a 100-mile race like 3 or 4 years ago. He said.
Really?
Yeah, so I feel like he'll have no problem getting into training for 50. Now, we don't got to make a decision right now because I don't know about it. I feel like October is going to be cold.
That'll be better.
That will be better, and there'll be less bugs, no ticks. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm worried I'm taking too big of a leap. He almost had me though, because I was at the shop yesterday. We were talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Just do it." I'm like,
Push the button.
"You're gonna, yeah, push the button." And he's like, "You'll be an ultra marathon runner, and that'll never change. You will always be an ultra marathon runner." And I was like, "Dang it!"
What's the
Chris."
sign-up fee?
There is none. He's organizing it. There's no sign-up fee.
How many people's gonna do it?
So him and his son Andrew are running it. They're gonna run it together, and then his brother Jason and his boy, they're hiking it. So we don't have to run the full thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which most ultras you don't run the full thing, because that'd be a really insane.
Mm-hmm.
But we can hike it and run some of it.
Are we gonna do this together, or are we gonna try to get a time?
I don't know. If I do it, you can go for a time. I'm going to live through it, and
How long? So how long is it gonna take?
Depends how fast we move.
Realistically.
So he wants to do his in 12 hours, and that would be pretty fast for him, is what he was telling me.
Okay. What's the mile pace for that?
What you think? I think that's a 5 mile an hour pace. 56 in 12 hours.
I mean, like
Yeah.
minutes. Minute mile.
That would be a 12-minute mile.
12-minute mile.
So if you round up, because 5 times 12 is 60. If you round up to 60 miles, it's 5 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
But it's trail running.
Yeah.
And be a lot of.
I wouldn't even know
elevation
how to
change.
train for that.
So because I said the same thing. I was
Yeah.
like, dude, I don't even know how to get ready for that. And he was like, just run more every week. I was like, fair.
Yeah.
And so what he did is he ran 2 miles a day for a week. And then he ran 3 miles a day for a week.
Mm.
And he just kept stepping it up. So he was like, they did a job in Alabama a few years ago, and they were gone for most of the year. Like, they lived in Alabama for most of the year. And he would get up before work, and he'd run for, I think, an hour and a half on a treadmill every day before work. Getting the miles in.
Hour and a half on a treadmill?
An hour and a half on a treadmill. So, and they call it the Mashinzi, and that is the Swahili word for savage.
So this guy's organizing it. Is it like, is there going to be like timers and stuff, like aid stations, or do you have to bring your own?
No, so I don't know. The way he talked about it kind of confused me. So he said that they're going to have a camper set up, and that's going to be like your only aid station. So what I'm guessing is that there's a campground like in the middle, and then you start at like one end, and you run through, and you can stop at the campground if you need the aid station.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have a camper down there. But that's going to be it.
So you definitely have to have a backpack. You definitely have to have water and food.
Yeah. But it's...
That would be awesome, though.
Would be awesome. So I think if I did it, just to put a time out there, I think I'd want to do, like, I'd be happy with like 14 to 16 hours.
So I did 26 miles at 100% full speed in 3 hours and 5 minutes. Double that is 52 miles. So that'd be 6 hours. So
You won't run that
I know
6
that.
hours.
I know that. So 6 hours. Then you're adding 4 more. So let's just say 6.5 hours. If I was running 56 at full speed, which is not happening, 6.5 hours. So let's add the fact that I'm running it at probably 60%, or would you run 50%?
Maybe 50.
50%. So that right there would be 12 hours.
So I would probably run like 60 to 70, and then I would walk a couple miles, and then I would run. Because I'm a lot better at hiking than I am running.
I think you'd have to walk up the hill. Well, you'd have to walk down the hills too.
Yeah. So that's another thing he was telling me. He was like, dude, running up a hill and running down a hill is very different. He said when he did this 100-mile, and that was paved, he said that he walked backwards down the hills because he was so wrecked. Like, it's crazy.
Man, that's... Just thinking about the shape that I'm in right now, there's no shot I could get up and do that tomorrow if I needed to. So just getting from now to there,
I bet you could.
No. It hurts to run 4 miles right now. Just that's because...
Yeah, but what pace? If you ran 4 miles...
If I ran 4 miles
If you ran 4 12-minute miles, dude, you would be like...
That's true. I'd be walking.
Breezing, yeah. Walking.
When is it?
Sometime in October. He doesn't have a date set.
Would it be like on a Saturday?
I would guess so. We don't have to know right now. But so the thing I'm worried about is that we're going to Colorado the end of July. Mm-hmm. And I'm going before that. Like, right before that, I'm going to Tennessee for a few days. Mm-hmm. Like, keeping up ultra training between Tennessee and Colorado is going to be tough.
Golly. I mean, we'd have to get in, if we'd want to do it right, we'd have to get in like 80-mile weeks.
You serious?
Yeah, if we were going to do it right.
80-mile weeks?
Yeah.
Where'd this come from?
That's from like people training for ultra marathons and stuff. Yeah.
For a 50?
Yeah. Because when I was training for my marathon, I was getting like 50-mile weeks in. Like 45, 50-mile weeks.
Yeah, I ain't doing no 80-mile weeks, bro.
If we wanted to do it right.
I'm not negative.
Oh my gosh.
So, I don't think.
I mean, realistically, we could go do it. But if we wanted to do it to the best of our abilities, it would be hard.
So I think part of me thinks that, and this might be like, I might sound incredibly ignorant whenever I say this. I feel like at least 65% of it is just going to be mental.
Yeah.
Of just not taking the tap out.
Yeah.
But like, once we get past the campground, that's literally, the campground is the only point, if it's halfway, that's the only point that you have to make a decision.
Yeah.
Because what are you going to do between here and the campground? Well, I guess you have the rest of the way.
Yeah.
That you can be like, well, I can turn back, but you're still on the trail.
Yeah.
So if I can make it past the campground, if I can make it past that halfway, and I can be like, no, I'm finishing, I think I got it.
Yeah. I think for my marathon, I would say the only, like, it was all mental.
Yeah.
Well, the only physically challenging part was the last 6 miles for me anyways. Like the first 20 miles, I was just grooving. And I guess that's when the mental really picks, well, the first little bit was mental of just keeping a good mindset. But the last part was really mental. So I'd say most of it is mental.
It's interesting that everybody says that last 6.2 miles is when the race starts.
Yeah.
Like I want to know the psychology behind that. Is it because you're through the bulk of it and then you're like, okay, I got to get done?
Yeah. I think so. I think at least my thoughts behind it was when I came back and I'm past the half marathon line turnaround, I hit it at, you see all the half marathoners turn around and stuff. Then you start seeing signs for them that says mile 10. And you see signs for me that says mile 18, or like 17, 18. It's like they have 3 more miles left. I have like 8. That's hard.
Yeah, I bet that does suck.
That's hard. Especially it's like you get to the point, it's like, man, I've ran 18 miles in the same amount of time that it took them to run 10 miles. You know? And so you get that in there, then you're passing, like, that's just not fair that they only have that much farther. But, I mean, that's kind of selfish and crap, but
Yeah.
I don't know, it's interesting, the psychology behind it, because I remember passing mile 20, and I'm like, let's go, just a 10K left. And then I hit 21, I'm like, oh, crap, I still have 5 miles left. Because it's just that switch. It's like, okay, let's go. We got 6 more miles. Let's get it. Like, crap, I got 5 more miles. Yeah. You know, crap, I got 4 more. Oh, my hamstring's gone. I can't move. And it's all a mental thing. I mean, realistically, if we set our minds to this ultra, it makes me throw up even thinking about it. Sets our minds to this ultra marathon, 56 miles through the hills of Kentucky.
Western
Kentucky.
Yeah. So not that bad.
Yeah.
Maybe, kind of.
Land between the lakes.
Gorgeous trail. It's beautiful.
Have you ever been to it?
No, but I looked at the pictures.
Yeah. You against you.
And we'd start late. Really early.
You run through the night?
Like, I think he's wanting to start at like 3 a.m.
Okay.
And then get the bulk of it done before the sun's ever out.
Yeah.
Because, well, no, not the bulk of it, but a lot of it.
Yeah.
And then
you'd finish in the afternoon that day.
Yeah. So, and the thing is that he's talking about it, and he's like, I haven't really been training. He's like, I run every now and then, but like I don't train right now. He's like, but if I start training, like I'll blow it out of the water. I'm like, dude, that's not that far away.
Yeah.
Like, it's a few months away.
Yeah.
But like, it's just, it's crazy. Like, looking at the full thing is weird. Because then it looks like it's crazy. And we want to talk about goal setting. Obviously, you break it down. And in his mind, he's wanting to run like a 10-mile week, and he's wanting to run like a 17-mile week, and then like a 30-some mile week. So he's stepping it up. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to like take my time and get ready for this half marathon so I could like really kill it.
This half marathon is going to be a part of your training for this ultra.
Ooh.
It's going to end up being.
Something to think about.
If we say it right now on here, we have to do it. That's the thing.
That's the
thing.
It sucks.
Because of that stupid A up there on the board, accountability. If we say it right now, we have to do it.
Do you want to press the button right now? Are you thinking about it? We need to get a button. Here's the thing
that I'm kind of thinking about. Once the fall starts, I'm going to be busy as a bee.
Oh, yeah.
So, where in my life am I going to make sacrifices to get this training in?
Man, you shouldn't have went back to school. You shouldn't have went back to school, bro. You could just, like, your whole life could be this. I can't believe I just told you that you should have stayed out of school on a self-improvement podcast.
All right. Let's think about this, though. So, the way my classes are set up, which is, in my opinion, completely stupid and utterly stupid and very stupid, I have 4 night classes a week from 6 to basically 9.
Grind out a half marathon every night
and
on campus.
So, if I'm going to be helping out with the middle school football team, like I said it was, so that's once school starts back in September. Well, in September, I mean, it'll only be 1 month of doing this anyways. Yeah, it'll only be 2 months of me doing this. Yeah, what am I thinking
only
of?
2 months.
Yeah, it's not like I'm going to be doing this for the whole semester.
Just 2 months, dude.
Just 2 months of...
Just 2 months of your life.
So, let's think about it, though. So, I'd have to wake up. I'd probably have to wake up at 5 every morning.
Gosh.
Wake up at 5, get an hour and a half run in, get me to 6:30, take a shower, leave the house by 7 to get over at EKU probably by 8. I don't know whenever they need me over there to be a graduate assistant from 8 to 12.
You're not staying in a dorm?
No. That's expensive.
I thought as a GA they had to give you a dorm. Like, I thought that was part of the dorm. No, that's something different.
I don't know.
That's an RA, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an RA.
Yeah, okay. My bad. I don't
know
college.
And an RA you still have to pay to live there too.
Really?
Yeah. So I have to drive over there, get over there at 8. 8 to 12, I think is, so you can only work 20 hours a week. So it'd be 8 to 12 would be a day. Then from 12 to 3:30 or 4, I'd go to football, or I'd come back home. Then I'd go to football. Then I'd drive back to Richmond for a night class. Here's another thing. What am I going to do? I'm just ranting now. I'm sorry. This might all get cut.
What am I going to do?
What am I going to do going over there in the mornings? Then am I just going to sit in Richmond all day and then take a night class? Or am I going to come back home?
You can drive home, use all that gas just to turn around.
It sounds like I need a new car. Get better gas mileage.
Yeah.
First world problems over here. Anyways, let's get back to it. You know what? You want to do this? You want to do this ultra marathon? How bad do you want to do it? Part of me does. Part of me wants to as well.
So here's the thing. I really want to be able to say that I did it, but I don't know about doing it. What if? Let's do this. What if by the next time we film, we have an answer?
By episode 19?
Episode 19, we have an answer.
Okay.
Okay.
I like that better than saying it right now.
Answer on... Because I feel like
we need to talk this through and plan
I
it
feel
a
like
lot
I
better.
ambushed you a little bit on that one.
Well, I've been thinking about it too, kind of.
So we're gonna press the button on episode 19. That's what's gonna end up happening.
All right.
But
Week from today.
we'll see.
Week from today, we'll have an answer for
So
you.
what are we gonna do? Back out?
Yeah.
We might back out.
No shot. I'm not backing out of this. If we do it.
No, I mean back out on episode 19 and say no.
Oh.
My bad. I just shook the whole table. Wrote this down. I feel like I need to do a marathon.
Like a
race marathon.
Yeah.
Now I know that running the half or running the ultra is going to be way different.
Yeah.
But I feel like I need to run a race marathon.
Okay.
I want to do that next summer.
Okay. You need to do it in the spring.
In the spring?
Do it in the spring.
Next.
Do it in the spring. Don't do it in the
Spring.
summer. That's a spring or a fall event. Because if you get out there in the blistering heat in July, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
That's a spring
Marathon
event.
next spring. That needs to happen.
Let's just do the one in Cincinnati, the Flying Pig. I think it sounds fun.
Flying Pig.
I think it's in May, late April, early May.
I can celebrate my anniversary and Raina's birthday.
And Raina can run it too.
Yeah, and that's all we got to do for those two events.
Just go up to Cincinnati, have
Perfect.
your little
little weekend at Cincinnati, because we love Ohio so much. Sorry to the vice president. I know you're listening. Not a fan of your state though. Old JD.
Let's see. Yeah, we can do that.
This is some goal setting right here.
We're making plans right now.
I'm liking it.
What's crazy? You're going to run a ultra marathon.
Yeah,
before
this
you
is
run a
not the right
marathon.
order to do things. I'm training for 16 weeks for a half marathon, and then I'm going to go from there to a 56-mile race. Not a race.
20 days later. Let's think of this, too.
Crazy. You know Andy Glaze, right?
Yeah.
But he did the Arizona Monster 300, and then he turned around and did the Cocodona 250. Like,
That's true.
I'm only running the difference in those races.
Yeah.
Maybe we can have like a robot dog story. Did I send you that? Andy Glaze, I think it was the Arizona Monster. He's like, I'm on day 3 of running. I haven't stopped. And his face is covered with salt.
Yeah.
And he's like, I was just playing, and he doesn't blink.
Yeah.
He's like, I was just playing with these 4 robot dogs before I realized they weren't real. And then I kept running.
We sound insane right now.
A little bit.
I'm down for it, though.
Down for what? Which one?
Both of them.
Both of them?
All of them. What's the worst that can happen? We roll an
die.
ankle? We die?
We die. The worst thing that happens is we die. I'm gonna pack.
What's the best thing that happens?
Like, we run an ultra marathon.
Exactly.
Now, I really am gonna pack.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm not doing 56 miles through the woods in the middle of the night without something.
Yeah.
At least something to give off warning shots.
Yeah.
So.
We'll have to get gear. We'll have to get, like, legit gear. Because
I've got that running vest, but I don't know if that'll hold enough.
No, you can need a backpack.
You think?
Like a running backpack. That's not like a backpack like that. That's real bulky.
No.
But
So I've got like a running vest, and it's got a bag at the back. Mm-hmm. And I think that'll be good enough.
have you seen the BPN? Was it BPN? Last Man Standing?
Yes, they agreed to stop because of the storm. It's so crazy.
And so next year they're going to pick up where they left off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How are they doing that?
I don't know.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it
Is
doesn't
it just
make
going to be them 2 running it?
I don't know.
kind of goofy.
Yeah, it's kind of goofy. Maybe I just read that wrong or saw that wrong.
Well, speaking of Andy Glaze, I think, I don't want to confuse the numbers, but the Arizona Monster 300-mile race and the Cocodona 250, he's done both of those races every year for the last 6 years. I'm pretty sure it's 6 years.
Yeah.
And then there's like 10 other guys that have also done that for 6 years. And like, it was more, and like they've slowly dropped off. And he made a video and he was like, is this the most outrageous last man standing? So he was like, we're all just going to keep doing it until we can't.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, once you get that to that level of your craft, like you can't quit. I would imagine I can't imagine running a 300-mile race, a 250-mile race in the same year, and then it comes around next year
And
you're
doing it
like,
again.
Nah, I'm gonna drink beer and
Yeah.
sit next to campfire. Like, no.
I'm down for it.
Do we want to press the button now? Because I'm down for it.
And if we say we do this, there's like 6 of us doing it, realistically. Right?
Yeah.
Is he getting more people to do it?
I don't know. So far, it's only the 6. If me and you do it,
Yeah.
and then his nephew and his brother, and him and his son, so it would just be us 6. But his whole family comes down and they camp.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure his parents will be there, and like probably his other brother and his boys.
In case we...
And I think they set up and they just camp. I need to get a bed topper for the Tacoma.
So what it is, there's no prize money. There's no race timing.
It's literally...
It's you against you.
It's you against 56 miles, which is really you against you.
It's you against you.
And you're doing it just for
the love of the game.
For the love of the game and to callous the mind. I mean, how young are we, Gabe?
You'll be 21 by then.
I will be 21 by then. We're 21 years young. How hard can it be? I should have never been given a microphone. Well, I wasn't given it. I bought it, but like I should have never bought a microphone.
Are we doing this? "56 miles through the hills, through the land between the lakes."
That was my button. Press the button. The button has been pressed. No confetti fell from the ceiling, but the button has been pressed.
Oh my gosh, what have I
The
done?
button has been pressed.
You know how awesome this is going to be, though?
Dude, it's going to be so sick when we get done.
How big of a story, like, how much of a story
This is
gonna
dad
be?
lore, dude.
I know.
This is legit dad lore.
What'd you do when you were young? Yeah, I ran 56 miles.
56 miles.
On a
through
random
Western Kentucky.
Saturday. Just cuz.
Just cause I wanted to be better.
Let's do it.
It's gonna be tough. That's gonna be so tough. But getting done, dude. Gosh, I just did it.
There's this guy I follow on Strava, right? He ran the marathon that I ran in, and there's a video out there of me talking to him afterwards.
Yeah.
His name's Walker, but he posts on Strava. It's like, yeah, I'm going for 80 miles this week.
Let's go.
I'm like, you know what? If that guy can do it, I can do it too.
Let's go.
And like after the marathon, he ran 18 miles the very next day. So, button has been pushed.
The button has been pressed. The Machinzi is ours.
Machinzi.
Swahili.
I'm winning it.
I'm winning it. There's no winning. Are you gonna be the first? You gonna be the first?
I'll see the competition once I get there. I'm wanting to win this half marathon we're running in Somerset.
Yeah. I bet you could.
I did sign up for that before we started recording. And
Yeah.
I also signed up for the Bluegrass 10K in Lexington, July 4th. Everyone come out to that. That'll be fun.
Everyone. Let's fly mom and dad in.
Come on out. Anyone that wants to come run it with me, I might try to talk Ty into running it.
Yeah.
He kind of mentioned it at one point. Come in. It's 6 miles.
6 miles ain't bad.
We're running 56 in October.
I better run my 5 today, bro.
I'm going to have to go run 5 today, too.
I should probably run 10 today.
Oh, gosh. No, I have to get my I need new shoes. I need new running shoes. Mine are.
I have to buy trail running shoes now.
Yeah, this is going to be an expensive trip.
You know what's good though?
What?
Lily Mountain, right down the road.
I was thinking about it earlier. I said
train at Lily Mountain.
before we. I was thinking before we said yes to this, we should have just run Lily Mountain and see how we felt.
That'll be way more elevation.
You think so? Lily Mountain. We got Star Mountain too.
Like way more steep elevation. No, not Star Mountain.
You can run Star Mountain. Star Mountain's straight up, ain't it? Huh?
You should trespass.
Star Mountain's trespassing?
Yeah, you're trespassing.
Oh. Don't run Star Mountain.
Don't run Star Mountain. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I've went up there once.
I've been up there too, a couple times. But I knew somebody there. I knew somebody that lived right there.
Yeah.
We parked there. We'll just like up the woods. But me and Gabe are cooked. I guess I'm gonna YouTube today and figure out how you prepare for an ultra marathon. I mean, and realistically, I'll probably split it. I'll probably end up walking about half of it, and I'll probably end up running about half of it.
No, you'll run 70% of it.
You think? Maybe. Maybe I'll get there and I'll just feel like crazy.
That's how the adrenaline will be pumping.
I bet.
The worst part.
And I bet Lily Mountain is going to be way steeper elevation than we'll ever see.
Let's just go run Lily Mountain every day.
Maybe.
How far of a run is Lily Mountain total?
I think up and down is a 5K. So we'd probably have to run it like a couple times.
Yeah. We could run Lily.
I think I may do that once a week.
Lily Mountain once a week, once or twice a week.
Once or twice a week.
And still do the long runs downtown in Irvin. Mm-hmm. Because it's flat for the most part.
And maybe
better on your knees.
And the thing about Lily is you gotta pay attention to weather. It's like no, not today.
Yeah.
I'd be worried about like falling and getting hurt
today.
And now we really got to worry about that.
Yeah.
Like staying healthy. This is insane.
56 miles.
Talk about some goal setting.
Where's this place at?
It's out western.
What's the trail called? You sent it to me on all trails.
It's the North-South Trail.
Let's just talk about it. North. Can I search, please? No, I don't want to get the subscription. North-South Trail. Land between the lakes. 55.6 miles. Elevation gain, 46.98. Estimated time, 20 hours and 45 minutes. That's walking.
Yeah.
This 55.6 mile point-to-point trail near Grand Rivers, Kentucky, generally considered a moderately challenging route. It takes an average of 20 hours, 45 minutes to complete. This is a popular trail for backpacking, camping, and hiking, but you can still enjoy some solitude during quieter times of the day. The best times to visit this trail are March through October. Dogs are welcome, but they must be on a leash.
Yep.
That is a long way.
Oh yeah.
And look at that thing. It goes into Tennessee.
Does it really?
Does it end? It ends in Tennessee.
I thought it was like.
It starts in Kentucky and ends in Tennessee.
No way. Oh. We're going to be interstate runners. We're going to run from Kentucky to Tennessee.
Or are we going to start in Tennessee and go to Kentucky?
We'll probably start in Tennessee. We'll probably drive down.
There's a little parking lot right here.
Yeah. They'll probably drive down, drop us off, and then
I want to run the downhill section.
I think it's uphill, downhill both ways.
Oh yeah, probably. Man, oh man.
It's tough, dude.
Man, oh man.
We can also, I bet there's some decent running trails at the gorge.
Oh yeah. The gorge is kind of far though. But like if you go like once a week, and plus this summer, I think I'm going to the gorge on Wednesday to go hiking with the youth group.
Brandon's going today. You're going Wednesday to hike with the youth group?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Wednesday afternoon or something like that.
Yeah.
But
maybe not. It's supposed to storm like all week.
It's always raining here, man.
We've had a lot of rain this summer.
We might just go.
Freaking lawn chairs are still wet.
My lawn chair came in, the one I bought.
Nice.
That's nice. I need to put it in my car. Haven't put it in my car yet.
Fun ready.
What else is happening? We just made a big decision. This is like life-changing that we just did today.
You think? We'll be different after.
Because this is going to change the way we live for the next... Excuse me.
Like the rest of the year, bless you.
Yeah. Man, we're insane. I'm going to have to dial in. Like, absolutely just lock in.
You got to dial in, dude. Look at me, Gabe. I'm going to have dropped, hopefully have dropped weight. I feel like there's no way I don't.
How much are you right now?
235 or something.
Okay.
I gained weight on the honeymoon.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. I'm slowly getting back. Like, I'm tracking more slowly. I had protein waffles this morning.
If you just up your
smacked.
If you just up your mileage a day.
Like, I feel like if I'm running the appropriate amount to get ready for this stuff.
Yeah, you'll drop weight.
It doesn't matter what I eat.
Yeah.
I'll drop weight.
You'll drop weight. I don't think weight's really, well, weight's an issue, but I don't think it plays a big deal with, I mean, there's not a big difference from what 230 to, if you're like 270, 280, yeah, you'd have to, but like 230 ain't bad. This is going to be tough. This is going to be really tough.
I'm going to have to change the workout program that I just made.
Yeah.
And make it a lot shorter. But I'm just...
Yeah. I'm trying to think. When's it going to rain? I'm going to have to go run like 4 or 5 miles a day. Oh, it ain't supposed to rain till 4.
So if I spend an hour a day running.
Yeah.
I run like 4 or 5 miles a day. It's like 35 miles a week. 20 to 35. I don't know why that was difficult for me. Mm-hmm. Dude, I'll have to end up running like 2 hours a day to be getting the right amount of miles.
No.
No? If you said like 80 miles a week.
Well, for me, that would be for me with my, I would break it down in the amount of time that you're wanting to run it in. And then break it down to, because it takes you longer to run a mile than it takes me to run a mile.
Yeah.
So if we're running both an hour, I'm going to run more miles than you're going to run in that hour, which that doesn't really matter. I would say that we're both running a mile. We're both still getting, or both running an hour. We're both still getting good reps in, for the time. Because
so it's more about the time than the miles.
I would say it's more about the time. Keeping your heart rate up.
Yeah, the time under tension.
Yeah, keeping your heart rate up for that time is better than like the mileage and stuff. Because say we're gonna run. I mean, if we're being realistic here, I'm a more experienced runner than you are.
Yes.
So if you look up like the Boston Marathon thing, for experienced runners, it had 50 miles a week. For beginning runners, it had 20 miles a week.
Oh, okay.
You're still running the same amount of time. It's just it takes them longer to run.
Yeah.
That it takes them
They're
They
less
run
efficient.
Yes, you're getting what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I would say, for me, it would take 80 miles. For you, that's not realistic to go run 80 miles a week.
Gotcha.
Because it'll take me, I can run 8 miles in an hour. You might only run 5 miles or 6 miles an hour.
5 or 6, yeah.
So that thing. So I would worry about just going and at least getting an hour in a day. Man, that'd be rough. Getting an hour a day.
Do we start now? An hour a day?
I might start tomorrow because I don't know if I have time today to do it.
Yeah.
Because we just kind of got thrown on me.
Because
I got that wedding.
Well, I mean, like, yeah.
What are we doing,
So
man?
crazy.
What are we doing?
Well, this kind of fits our scripture.
Yeah.
It depends on how you interpret it.
Yeah.
But we have Proverbs.
What'd you say?
Proverbs.
Oh, I didn't notice it.
Chapter 20, verses 27. And that is, the human spirit is the lamp of the Lord that sheds light on one's inmost being, or innermost being.
Yeah.
I might have spelled that wrong.
What's your thoughts on that? Because I read it like 4 times.
So,
And I even read the whole chapter. Because
Yeah.
usually you try to read context, but basically
Yeah.
Proverbs 20 is just little sayings of
Yeah.
wisdom, which is
Yeah.
basically what all Proverbs is.
Proverbs.
Anyways.
Yeah.
But what's your insight
So
on
the
it?
human spirit, and the human spirit, I think we really resemble persistence,
Yeah.
is the lamp of the Lord. So persistence, if we want to look at it in this light, the human spirit of persistence is the lamp of the Lord that sheds light on one's inmost being. So the way I'm thinking about it with my mind on this is the human spirit is the lamp of the Lord that sheds light on one's inmost being. I feel like I don't know how to say what I'm thinking, kind of like you versus you.
Yeah.
And if you're competing with yourself in good faith, and God's going to take care of you, and He's going to shine on you and give you the strength to do what you're doing.
Okay.
I may have missed that completely. What do you think?
I was thinking, I really don't know what I think on it.
It's a tough one.
Because like the first little bit, the human spirit is the lamp of the Lord. So whatever you're doing, you're the lamp shining the Lord's light, right?
Yeah.
So in every action that you do, you're shining the Lord's light. Well, if it's a good righteous action, but that shines light on the one's innermost being. That's what was throwing me for a loop. I don't know what that means. Like,
So, I feel like if you're acting in the Lord's will, if you truly if you believe, if you buy into it,
I'm gonna look up what this means. Keep going. I don't know what that noise is.
I don't either. But like if you truly believe and you believe in what you're doing and you believe that what you're doing is the Lord's will, then what you do is going to bring out like the best of you, and you're going to grow. Maybe
Okay.
that's a hard one to interpret because you want to look at it from what's the mower?
Oh.
Because I feel like there's so many different ways you can take that. Or you can think that the Lord put the lamp in human spirit. So your human spirit.
So
That's
this one,
difficult.
This one is saying that, I don't know. What is?
Dude, he mowed down there earlier.
So it highlights the concept that a person's spirit or inner self is the lamp illustrated by the Lord. So the light within reveals the true nature and intentions of an individual. He suggests that God is aware and examines the deepest parts of a person's being, including their thoughts, motives, and desires. So I guess that's also true, that God knows your true motives and what you're really wanting to do and what you're really doing.
Yeah.
But I also kind of like the way that we were talking about it too.
Maybe I'm kind of looking at it backwards, and maybe like the light shining on your innermost being is the verification, like your self-check, that you're doing the Lord's will.
Okay.
It's like if you've got the light, and the light is shining, then you're doing the right things.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I feel like I'm pulling stuff out of thin air right now, but I'm.
Didn't Solomon write Proverbs? Is that right? Who wrote Proverbs?
I don't know.
He was. Who wrote? Yes, Solomon. Solomon, the wisest man to ever live.
Well, he stumped me right there.
That's a lot of stuff right there.
The human spirit is the lamp of the Lord that sheds light on one's innermost being.
There we go.
Let us know what you guys
take that as you
about
will.
that.
Yeah, drop a comment. See what.
We never get much feedback.
If you made it that far.
But if you've listened to us about running, where we at?
79.
79 minutes. Yeah. Dang, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Not as good as Micah.
Yeah, Micah.
Micah crushed it.
Micah crushed it. I'm telling you, he was a pretty good storyteller for the most part. I think, anyways. Micah was. He did very well last week, and appreciate him coming on. We need a new guest.
He made me think a lot about goals.
Yeah.
Because, he was talking about he had no money.
Yeah.
While he was in school, he was like, I just wanted to play college football, and I wanted to start. And he kept saying okay, this is what I'm gonna do. Mm-hmm. And then he had an injury, he had stuff happen, life happened to him, and then he just adjusted, and he was like, okay, this is what I got to do to get back to this.
Yeah.
He was like, I wanted to play college ball, I got into college ball, and then bad stuff happened that it felt like everything was trying to pull him out.
Yeah.
And he was so dedicated, and he was taking the risk. He had no money. He kept saying that.
Yeah.
I have no money. I ain't got money to buy the ring yet.
Yeah.
I meant to say it earlier. Congrats to Mike and Mia today. You guys are going to be wedded by the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's exciting. So congrats to them. But, he kept going back to that. He's like, I had no money. I had to figure something out. And then it's the off season came, and he had to figure stuff out. He just kept having to figure out and adjust. So if we can learn anything from Micah, be malleable and stay persistent.
Yeah. Because eventually you'll get to that end goal that you set for yourself.
Yeah.
He said he wanted to start, and he ended up starting, 10 games? Starting his whole senior year.
Yeah, his whole senior year.
That's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff right there. We need new guests on the pod.
We do.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
We might have one next week, maybe the next week after that. But episode 18, I think, is a wrap.
I think so too. Me and Gabe have changed the course of our year, and it's June.
We push the button. Sometimes you just got to push the button.
Sometimes you do, because I've been thinking about it for so long, and I want to do it.
Yeah. Accountability. So, got to be accountable. Hold us accountable to it. If you don't see us posting TikToks about it, call us out. If you don't see me posting on my Snapchat, call me out. One day on the cruise I didn't post, and I didn't get a single text from anybody.
Dang.
What am I doing? But I did post the next day because I had Wi-Fi. Listen to this, $30 a day for Wi-Fi. What is that crap?
Oh my!
You know what I did? I bought 2 days of it.
That's a tank of gas.
Yeah, no. The next day I used Amelia's hotspot on when we were in the Bahamas because she had cell service and I didn't, so I just used her hotspot.
Who all went?
Me, Alexis, and Amelia.
Just you three?
Yeah. It was kind of like this. We just kind of pushed the button and said, let's go. Amelia walked up to Alexis one day. She's like, at church, and she's like, hey, we need to go do something this summer. And I'm like, I want to go. She said, okay, what do you want to do? I said, let's go on a cruise. And so we planned a cruise, and we went on a cruise.
That's awesome. I get too worked up on stuff that doesn't freaking matter. Mm-hmm. Like, I've been worried about going to Colorado and Tennessee and taking another 2 weeks off work. Why do I freaking care, Gabe? Why do I care? I don't get it. Man.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I'm pushing to get out of that mindset.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I like that mentality. Like, sometimes you just got to go out and do things.
Yeah.
So.
I was bad about that for a long time.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, my mom said I can't go. Now I have to be like, yeah, Randa says I can't go. Talk to the wife. No approval.
Oh, goodness. Well, I really got to use the bathroom, so let's wrap it up. Let's pray, and we can play the song and get on out of here. Dear God, thank you for Jake. Thank you for this podcast, just letting us sit down and get to have conversation and do some crazy things and plan some crazy things up. We love you, God. We thank you for Jesus and his blessings. Just please protect us as we start this crazy journey we're about to go on with this ultra marathon training and even training for the half marathon up in September down in Somerset. We love you. We thank you for everything given to us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Yeah.
Do you want to go or no?
I'm good.
Okay.
You sum it up too well.
Oh, throw that thing back. Here we go.
All right, guys. Episode 18. We love you.
Jesus loves you.
Be good to your brother.